Ahoy friends, welcome to building the Alpha Dory. I'm Dan, and this is a project to build a Chamberlain style racing dory from John Gardner's The Dory book. Illustrations by Sam Manning. Today we'll be outside getting the bottom of the dory ready to fiberglass. Let's get out there and get to it. Alright, so I've done a bit of work on the bottom since the last video, which was the rollover video, which is kind of out of sequence as far as the posting of the videos. I think it's titled Spoiler Alert, if you want to go back through it and have a look at that. But we tipped the boat over here out in the yard. And so this here was garboard overhang, where the garboard plank was nailed onto the bottom and overhangs the bottom. So first thing I did was I cut the overhang off along the length of the hull. And I did that with the skill saw, circular saw, set out a 45-degree bevel so that I could run the flat, the base of the saw along the garboard plank and have the saw going like this through the overhang and garboard. So that's just really a loud, dusty kind of a pain in the butt business. Now, if this were not a plywood garboard, the traditional way to take that garboard down would be with a draw knife, which is a far more pleasant job. But anyway, so I took it down with the skill saw, and then went at it with the belt sander to sort of for a final smooth up. So you can see it came out pretty okay. Then I went and I puttied a lot of the nail. They're not nail holes really, but they're nail detents where the nail's driven into the plank to set the head below the plank face. So puttied a bunch of those because we're going to fiberglass the bottom. Let's see what else. Cut off some of the overhang here at the transom, and that's one of the things we're going to do this evening in this video. We're also going to be cutting the centerboard slot. So you can see I've got a mark made to where from the holes that we drilled before we put the centerboard trunk in. So I know where the trunk is. Smoothed up the stem here a bit. Faired the plank ends at the stem. So it's looking pretty good. Yeah, not sure if I'll go any further with that or not. I think it's just about there, really. You can get down here and get a pretty good, it's a pretty fair curve at this point, so probably leave well enough alone. And yeah, so the boat's looking good. I was able to step back from it when we got it out of the shop and get a good look at the shear and the plank runs. So, everything looks great. So that's a big plus. Love the shape of this thing. Yeah, you can just almost see the old sort of old-time wary lines in it, but just really stretched out and fined out. Supposedly dories evolved from rowing wherries. A wherry is a one plank bottom, so it's a wide plank, but it's just a single plank makes up the keel, basically. And then the dory is an evolution where you use 3 planks to make the keel, so you end up with a wider bottom. You cleat those bottom planks together. So that's supposedly the tail of the dory anyway. So yeah, well, I guess we'll get to it. Probably first thing we'll do is cut the transom planks flush. So what I'm doing is just holding the blade of the saw up against the side of the transom here. Alright, good. So yeah, we're 99% of the way there with that cut. You'll see it's just a hair's breadth off the transom at this point. So we can finish this with a low angle block plane pretty easily. So here's the plank, shear plank. Here's a little step in, and here's the trim where it passes by the transom. All right, so I'll do the I'll do the same to the other side, and then we'll get to work on the centerboard slot. You can hear the sound change a little bit when you hit the yoke. All right, so it's looking good. All right, so here's the centerboard trunk. So we'll do a plunge cut. Actually, I may go grab something to stand on. All right, well, we'll see. Maybe a little high, but anyway, so we're going to do a plunge cut into this plunge cut. Looks good. And what I'm doing with the plunge cut is just getting as close as I safely can to the edge of the trunk. Once I got this slot, once I got this wood knocked out, we can see exactly how close we are, and we can take another pass if need be. Definitely rather safe than sorry as far as okay, so I'll get this plunge cut lined up. Okay, and I can see down through, so we didn't go into the edge of the box at all, so that's a good thing. And I will finish that up with the finish the ends off with the handsaw, because I just went to the holes I drilled. I didn't cut all the way through them because of the surface. Box there. Okay, there we go. This end is loose. I'll go to this end of the box. On that side. I'm gonna grab it before it goes down in if I can. Alright. So now what I can do is go back along the edge of that slot, and if I need to I can cut it further back. It looks like it's pretty good. So I'll just go along the edge of it with a wood rasp and bring it parallel to the box, and then I'll round this edge over a bit so that we can get some fiberglass over it. So yeah, Looking good. You can see down in there, and we just sawed to the drill holes we made before we glued the box in. The other thing we're going to want to do is put in some ring nails along here, and probably do that before we put the fiberglass on, but it doesn't matter too much either way. Okay, so now we've got the width of the slot. And we know that the plywood we used in the box was 3/8. So the slot is close to an inch. If I go 1/2 inch on either side, there's the slot. All right, and there's the edge of the box. Then go out 3/8, and that's the plywood, and then the laminate, the plank laminate we put on was another about 3/8. And then so we've got 3/4 of an inch beyond that is the log that we glued to the edge of the bottom edge of the centerboard box. So what we want to do is we want to nail into that log through the bottom of the boat and into the log with the ring nails. So I'll just put a tick mark about where that log is on either side, front and back, run a line to it, and then we can just put in a series of probably 8 ring nails or so along the length of the box. So I'm basically defining the outside edge of the box, and then I'll just come in about a 1/4 inch or a little bit strong of that to put the ring nails in. I can see by the ring nails that go into the frames where the stations are here and here, and then these are the rivets that hold the first full cleat. So, gotta plug it in. Too bad I don't have my cordless out here. Hand crank. Never runs out of batteries till I run out of batteries. Alright, try that one again. I'm just sinking these heads just below the surface. And let's see, here's the back edge of the box. So we'll go about here. the difference. And let's see, split it again and again. Yeah, I think so. We got enough nails, so. That should be plenty of nails to, we've already got the box glued in, but this is a sort of belt and suspenders approach. So I'll go grab the nails and we'll put those in. Alright, got some of them in already. Forgot to start the video, but they go in quick and easy at this point. There we go. Alright, great. Those are in. And I want to putty over the nail heads when we lay the glass on in here. So, yeah, making good progress. Alright, well, thanks so much for stopping by building the Alpha Dory. Oh, I did mean to mention, when you're cutting the bottom, the garboard planking with if you do cut it with a skill saw, you definitely 100% want to be wearing protective gear from the saw, especially eye protection. Yeah, when I was cutting it out there, I had on a pair of dirt biking goggles that I've got, which is excellent, dirt, dust, and debris protection for your eyes. Whatever you've got, you got to have, like, not just glasses. It's got to be good, because invariably you do end up nicking and coming in contact with some of those bronze nails, ring nails that we put into the bottom. Yeah, and the carbide teeth on the saw really chuck those little bits of bronze like crazy. So yeah, just a heads up on that if you guys are building along with this video series. And yeah, other than that, look forward to seeing everybody next video, and hopefully out on the water in your own Alpha Dory. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next video.